we are in Jerry's studio in Ann Arbor, Michigan. Jerry's going to tell us about the piece I'm getting for Valerie. So Valerie will know how she did this wonderful.
So this is created from for adding slabs together. So I roll out a slab of clay about that thick, and then cut it apart and put it together and bend it a little bit here and there. And then it's made out of white stoneware, which is fired about to just under 2,400 degrees Fahrenheit.
Wow.
The color, this color in particular, is called a copper red. So copper is the main ingredient that causes the color in the glaze. And it's fired in a reduction atmosphere, which means at a crucial period in the firing process, oxygen is denied from the fuel. So the kiln's hot enough that it sort of like keeps combusting, and the fuel needs to find oxygen somewhere. So it pulls the oxygen out of the metals.
Mm-hmm.
So this is unoxidized copper, like a penny.
Wow.
If you think about oxidized copper, like a copper roof, it's green, right? So in an oxidized atmosphere, copper glazes like this one turn green or turquoise. But in a reduction atmosphere like this, it turns red. So this is actually a really interesting process that takes more time and a little bit more fiddling with how the firing process develops over a period of time.
Great. Can you show us how you cut the slabs over there on the underneath the cloth?
Oh, right. So yeah, these ones that are made, the ones that have throwing marks in them, are made with forms thrown on the potter's wheel. So these are forms that I threw yesterday on the potter's wheel. They're thrown like vessels, but then at the end of the throwing process, so these are all hollow. At the end of the throwing process, I close the top up. So it sort of comes up like this, like a cylinder. And then at the end, it's collared in and air's trapped.
Wow. And then you'll cut the how do you cut those out?
So well, let's see. So should I just go through the whole very quickly? Sure. The work is built from the ground up. So this is the base upside down. And then that's flipped over. The legs are made from over here. I can show you and take a peek. Are made from extrusions, which is kind of like a giant Play-Doh fun factory. It makes tubes. As you can see, there are different shaped tubes. There are these octagonal tubes and these square tubes.
Okay.
So the legs those are cut and put back together to form different leg shapes.
Okay.
You can see there's sort of pieces in here. There's a little bit of a thrown piece.
Yeah,
a piece that was thrown on the potter's wheel. It's got finger marks. So then the legs are mounted on the base, and then the legs are tied together inside with clay pieces to create sort of an armature.
Wow.
And then once that stabilizes, like the next day, then I take the thrown parts and cut them and kind of play with where to put them on the piece. And it sort of, it happens intuitively.
Yeah, it doesn't look like you really mold the thrown pieces. It's more cut and placed and
yeah, exactly. They're cut and placed.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I'll just cut a shape and I'll try to fit it in, and if it doesn't work, I'll put it down and try another shape.
Nice. Thank you so much.
Yeah, you're welcome.